Okay, let's unpack this. For the last few years, we have been inundated with the same headlines. AI is coming for the copywriters. It's coming for the coders.
Yeah.
It's coming for the accountants. Basically, if you sit at a desk, you're in the danger zone. But there's always this one sanctuary, right?
Really?
One place where the human touch seemed absolutely irreplaceable.
The gym. The meat space defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The sweat, the iron, the spotter yelling, "You got this!"
Yeah.
Surely a chatbot cannot replace that physical reality.
You'd think not.
But today, we are diving into a classic man versus machine showdown that might just shatter that assumption. We are looking at a study that asks a simple but devastating question. Can a chatbot actually give better fitness advice than a certified human personal trainer?
And we aren't talking about better in some vague poetic sense. We are talking scientifically accurate, easier to understand, and, well, actually more useful to the average person.
We have a fascinating piece of research to dig into today. It's a 2026 study hot off the presses titled ChatGPT Outperforms Personal Trainers in Answering Common Exercise Training Questions.
Right, this was published in the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine by Kirk D and his colleagues. And what makes this deep dive so compelling is that they didn't test this on, complex medical diagnoses or rocket science.
Yeah.
They tested it on the bread and butter stuff.
Except we all Google at 2 in the morning while eating leftovers.
Exactly. Questions like, how do I lose belly fat? Or how do I stay motivated? Or what should I do if my knee hurts? The questions that actual personal trainers answer every single day.
So the mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We need to unpack why the AI won. Spoilers, it won big. And we need to look at exactly where the humans stumbled. Because if you're listening to this, you're probably looking to optimize your own health.
Of course.
We need to figure out if it's time to stop texting your trainer and start prompting the bot.
It's a valid question. And the results of this study are going to surprise a lot of people, especially those who think fitness is immune to the algorithm.
Let's set the stage first. This isn't just some anecdotal, I asked ChatGPT a question and it was a cool situation. This was a rigorous setup. It's like the Pepsi challenge of fitness advice.
It really was.
How did they organize this fight?
So they wanted a fair fight. In the red corner, you have the humans. 9 active personal trainers. And these weren't just, random gym enthusiasts or influencers. They all held at least a European Qualification Framework Level 4 certification.
Okay, pause there. For those of us who don't speak regulatory jargon, what does Level 4 actually mean? Is that good?
It is the professional standard. I mean, it means they aren't just weekend warriors. They have done the coursework, they understand anatomy, physiology, and programming.
So these are pros.
They are qualified to prescribe exercise to the general population. These are the people you are paying $80 or $100 an hour to train you.
Got it. So certified pros in the red corner.
Correct. And in the blue corner, you have ChatGPT, specifically version 3.5. Now, here is the clever part. The researchers didn't invent the questions.
Right.
They asked those human trainers to submit the most frequently asked questions they receive from their actual clients.
Oh, I love that. So the humans literally picked the battleground.
They chose the questions they are most comfortable answering.
Okay.
Exactly. The trainers wrote their own answers to these questions, just as if they were replying to a client via email or text. Then the researchers fed those exact same questions into ChatGPT. No fancy prompts, just the raw question.
So you've got a human answer and a robot answer. But here's the problem with fitness advice. It's subjective. If I say, do cardio, and you say, lift weights, who is right? How do you judge who won without being biased?
Blind grading. This is crucial for the integrity of the deep dive. They assembled a panel of 27 graders. This panel included 18 other personal trainers and 9 scientific domain experts, people with PhDs and research backgrounds.
And they had no idea which was which.
None. The graders had no idea which answer was written by a human and which was written by AI. They were just presented with text.
That eliminates the I hate AI bias, or the AI is the future bias.
Wow.
They were just looking at the quality of the advice. What were they grading on?
3 specific metrics. First, scientific correctness. Is the information actually true based on current research?
Okay.
Second, comprehensibility. Can a normal person understand it, or is it full of jargon? And third, actionability.
Actionability. That sounds a bit like corporate speak. What does that mean in the context of a gym question?
It means, can the person reading this actually go do something with the advice? If you ask me, how do I squat, and I give you a 20-minute lecture on the history of the knee joint, that might be accurate, but it's not actionable.
Right.
If I tell you, put your feet shoulder width apart and sit back like you're aiming for a chair, that is actionable.
Okay, scientific correctness, comprehensibility, actionability. The holy trinity of good advice. Let's get to the scoreboard. Who took home the gold?
It wasn't even close. It was a landslide. ChatGPT outperformed the human personal trainers in 6 out of the 9 questions overall.
6 out of 9. That is a solid majority.
Yeah.
But here's the stat that really blew my mind when I was reading through the source material. How many questions did the humans win?
0.
0.
0. There was not a single question where the human trainer scored statistically higher than the AI. It was either a tie or the AI won.
That is humbling. I mean, for an industry built on expertise, getting shut out by a chatbot is rough.
It gets worse when you break it down by category. ChatGPT scored higher in scientific correctness on 5 out of the 9 questions.
Wow.
It scored higher in comprehensibility on 6 out of 9. And for actionability, the ability to actually use the advice, it won 5 out of 9.
So the robot is smarter, easier to understand, and gives more practical advice.
According to the study, yes.
We have to dig into the specific examples. I want to know exactly what the human said versus what the bot said. Let's look at question 2. This is a classic. How do I lose abdominal fat?
The holy grail of fitness questions. Everyone wants to know how to lose the belly.
And this was a massive win for AI. The score was like 7.96 for the AI versus 5.49 for the humans. That's a blowout.
It's a huge difference.
What?
So let's look at the AI's answer first. It was very structured. It listed clear, evidence-based steps, create a caloric deficit, engage in regular exercise, specifically mentioning a mix of cardio and strength, manage your sleep, and handle your stress levels.
Pretty standard, solid advice.
Right. But, crucially, the AI explicitly stated, quote, spot reduction is not possible. It managed expectations right out of the gate.
Honesty. I like it.
It told the user, you can't just crunch this away, you need to lose fat overall.
Now, surely the humans know that too. Where did they go wrong?
This is where it gets really interesting. One of the human PTs, in their response, immediately jumped to a medical conclusion.
Oh, no.
They started by asking if the client had a hormonal pathology and suggested they needed to consult an endocrine doctor first.
Whoa, slow down. I just asked how to lose a little pudge, and suddenly I need an endocrinologist.
Exactly. And that tanked their score, especially on actionability. While hormones absolutely play a role, jumping straight to a medical pathology for a general inquiry is incredibly intimidating.
It also just isn't helpful in the moment. If I ask, how do I fix my flat tire? And you say, first, check if the chassis is bent, I'm just going to stare at you.
Perfect analogy. The AI said, here are the lifestyle basics you can start today. The human said, go see a specialist. One empowers the user, the other defers responsibility.
Let's move to another one. Question 3. How can I maintain my motivation to work out? This feels like it should be the human's home turf.
You'd think so.
Motivation is emotional, psychological. Surely a robot can't out-inspire a person.
You would think so. But the AI scored significantly higher here, too.
Ouch. Why?
It comes down to empathy versus rigidity. The AI offered a broad spectrum of psychological strategies, it said. Set clear, achievable goals. Find a routine you actually enjoy. Don't just suffer through it. Track your progress. Reward yourself when you hit a milestone. It was like a buffet of options.
That sounds remarkably human. It sounds like a supportive friend giving you a toolkit.
Now compare that to one of the human responses, specifically PT number 2. Their answer was very rigid. They focused heavily on creating a long-term goal, breaking it into bite-sized chunks, and then, this is the kicker, demanding evidence.
Demanding evidence.
They wanted the client to send photos for accountability.
Send me photos. Okay. I can see how that works for a certain type of hardcore client, maybe a bodybuilder prep coach, but for a general question.
It feels demanding. It feels like homework or policing. The authors of the study noted that the human approach felt dictatorial, whereas the AI felt empathetic.
That's a huge difference.
The AI offered multiple entry points for motivation. The human offered one specific high-pressure path.
That ties back to the actionability metric, doesn't it?
Ideally. If you give me 5 different ways to stay motivated, I can pick the one that fits my personality. If you give me one rigid system involving photo evidence and I'm shy or insecure, I'm just going to quit.
It's almost like the human trainers are answering as if they are already your coach, effectively barking orders, while the AI is answering as a consultant, giving you options.
That's a very astute observation, and it leads perfectly into our third example, which I think is the most dangerous one, training around pain. Question 6 was, how can I train around pain?
This is high stakes. If you give bad advice here, someone gets hurt.
Precisely. And the AI won this handily. ChatGPT acted like a first responder. It listed specific modifications, lower the intensity, spend more time warming up, use support gear like knee sleeves if necessary.
Okay.
But most importantly, it explicitly said, stop any activity that exacerbates your pain.
Safety first.
Right. It gave safe, immediate things you can do in the gym right now to keep moving without hurting yourself.
Now, let's look at the human response.
Let me guess. One PT gave a very short, generic answer. Go see a physiotherapist.
Again with the referral.
Yes. And look, professionally, referring to a medical pro is correct. But if I'm at the gym and my shoulder hurts a little bit and I ask a trainer what to do, go see a doctor, is a non-answer. It means stop training.
It effectively ends the conversation. It kills the momentum.
The AI managed to thread the needle. It said, here's how you modify and seek professional help if it's severe. The human just washed their hands of it.
And that's why the AI scored higher on actionability.
Exactly. It kept the user in the game safely.
So we see this pattern emerging. The AI is comprehensive, safe, and actionable. The humans are either too medical, too rigid, or too brief. Let's talk about the why. Why is the machine beating us at our own game?
Well, the study mentioned something counterintuitive about word count.
Oh, yeah.
This is fascinating. In the age of TikTok, we are constantly told shorter is better, keep it snappy. But the study found the opposite. The AI answers were significantly longer, averaging about 241 words compared to just 140 words for the humans.
So the AI just talked more.
It explained more. It provided context. But it wasn't just a wall of text. The AI naturally organizes information. It uses bullet points. It uses numbered lists. It uses bold text for emphasis.
Visual clarity?
Exactly. The humans mostly wrote in dense paragraphs. If you are scanning an answer on your phone while you are resting between sets, a numbered list is infinitely easier to digest than a block of text.
There's another factor here that we have to touch on. I call it the salesman versus consultant dynamic.
The researchers discuss this, and it's critical.
These PTs are business owners. They make their living by selling their expertise. If I ask a trainer a question, are they incentivized to give me the whole answer for free?
Probably not.
Or are they incentivized to give me just enough to make me want to hire them?
That is the elephant in the room. In the real world, information is the product. A trainer might hold back the detailed plan because they want you to sign up for their coaching package.
Right. That's a great question. Sign up for my 12-week program and I'll build you a custom plan.
Exactly. Whereas ChatGPT has no ego, no bank account, and no sales quota. It doesn't care if you hire it. It just dumps the entire database of knowledge onto the page because that's what it was asked to do.
That is such a crucial point. The AI is purely informational. The human is transactional.
And that transactional nature might be hurting the quality of the free advice they give. The study also noted consistency. Some humans gave great answers, but some gave terrible ones. The average human score was dragged down by the poor performers.
And the AI.
The AI. It doesn't have bad days. It doesn't get tired. It delivers a B+ or A- answer every single time.
Consistency is key. I want to talk about the ties, though. The humans didn't lose every question. Where did they manage to hold their ground?
Questions 4 and 5. How do I train to lose weight? And is cardio better than strength training for weight loss?
Why these two?
Because these are the textbook fundamentals. Every certification course drills this into you. Caloric deficit plus a mix of cardio and strength. It's the E=mc² of fitness. It's impossible to be a trainer and not know this.
So the humans couldn't really mess it up.
Exactly. They gave the standard correct answers, but, and this is the key, they still didn't outperform the bot. They just managed to tie.
Wow.
Even on their home turf, the absolute basics, the best they could do was a draw.
So what does this all mean? If I'm a listener and I'm paying a trainer $80 or $100 an hour, and this study says a free chatbot is smarter, am I wasting my money? Is it time to fire the trainer?
That's the big question, but we need to apply some nuance here. The study authors are very clear. This experiment tested informational support.
Informational support, let's define that clearly.
Answering questions, providing facts, structuring a basic plan, that is knowledge acquisition. And honestly, AI has won that war. If you want to know what to do, the bot is better.
Right.
It knows more, it explains it better, and it doesn't try to sell you anything.
But a trainer does more than just tell you what to do.
Precisely. The study didn't test coaching. It didn't test form correction. Can the bot see that your knees are caving in during a squat? No.
Not yet.
It didn't test accountability. Is the bot going to text you at 6, 7 a.m. to make sure you're up? No. And it didn't test the emotional bond.
The high five after a PR. The empathy when you've had a bad day at work and just need to vent while you lift.
Exactly. The human element of personal training is where the value shifts. The study suggests that the role of the PT needs to evolve. They shouldn't be information gatekeepers anymore. They need to be implementation experts.
I like that distinction. The bot gives me the knowledge. The human helps me apply it to my messy, complicated life.
And frankly, the experts in the study suggest that PTs should actually start using ChatGPT.
If you can't beat them, join them.
In a way, if a client texts a complex question, the PT should probably draft the answer with AI to make sure they aren't missing any scientific details, then edit it to add their personal flair.
So instead of a threat, it's a tool. It raises the floor of quality for everyone.
It frees the trainer up. If the bot handles the FAQs, the trainer has more time to focus on personalization, technique, and connection. It lets them be a coach.
So let's bring this home for the listener right now. You're at the gym, or you're planning your New Year's resolution. What is the takeaway?
The takeaway is, do not be afraid to use these tools. If you have a burning question about fitness, is creatine safe? How many sets should I do? Typing that into an LLM like ChatGPT is statistically likely to give you a better, more scientifically accurate, more actionable answer than asking the random trainer walking the floor at your gym.
That is a wild reality to accept, but the data's right there.
But the data speaks for itself. The bro science era might finally be dead, killed by the chatbot.
And that is a good thing for everyone.
It really is. It democratizes high-quality information.
Before we sign off, I want to leave the listeners with a thought. We've established that the AI is winning on the text front. It's winning on the science. But you mentioned something earlier about form correction. The bot can't see you squat yet.
That's the provocative thought I want to leave hanging. This study used ChatGPT 3.5. We are already seeing multimodal models that can process video.
Right.
How long until you can prop your phone up against your water bottle, do a set of squats, and the AI analyzes your biomechanics in real time, correcting your hip shift better than a human eye ever could?
Your left glute is firing 20 milliseconds late. Shift your weight.
Exactly. If it's already winning on scientific correctness and empathy in text, the visual realm is the next frontier. And that will truly disrupt the industry.
A terrifying and exciting thought to chew on while you hit the treadmill. Thank you all for diving deep with us today. Check your sources, stay curious, and maybe, just maybe, fact check your trainer. We'll see you on the next one.